Hi, everyone. We do begin with that breaking news we have been covering for you all afternoon. Tad Cummins has been arrested and Elizabeth Thomas is safe.
It was an Amber Alert that had the whole country watching after the 50-year-old former Murray County teacher took off with his 15-year-old student. Tonight, authorities in California have released this new mugshot of Tad Cummins. He's awaiting extradition back to Tennessee tonight. We now have team coverage from the mid-state to California. Let's begin with News Channel 5's Kimberly Davis, who has more on what exactly went down this morning in California.
Vicki, thanks to an alert citizen who spotted Tad Cummins' vehicle and contacted the police, that 15-year-old girl is in the process of being reunited with her family here in Tennessee, and that former teacher is now facing federal charges.
He is charged with transportation of a minor across state lines for the purpose of having criminal sexual intercourse.
Last night, law enforcement in Northern California received a tip that Tad Cummins' vehicle was spotted in Cecilville, California. When deputies with the Siskiyou County Sheriff's Office headed out to the scene, they noticed that the original tags on the Nissan Rogue were no longer there. But when deputies ran the VIN number, it came back as the vehicle law enforcement nationwide had been searching for. TBI officials tell us they observed the area the vehicle was in, and that's when they found the two in a very remote cabin. We're told Thomas was found safe and unharmed, and Cummins was arrested and is being held without bond. TBI agents tell us out of more than 1,500 tips, it only took one to bring the 15-year-old back home and put the former teacher behind bars.
But you got to understand, we mobilized a nation during this 6 weeks. We mobilized a nation. And when you do that, something good most likely is going to happen, because you can't hide from that many millions of people that are looking for you.
Thomas will be flying back to Tennessee to be reunited with her family on a TBI aircraft tomorrow. As for Cummins, it will take some time, about several weeks, to get him extradited back here to Tennessee, where he will be prosecuted. For now, we are live outside of the TBI headquarters in Nashville. I'm Kimberly Davis, News Channel 5.
Thanks, Kimberly. Tonight, the Sheriff's Department, which found Tad Cummins and Elizabeth Thomas, is speaking about the takedown. Again, it was alert citizens who alerted officials to the cabin and the car.
The victim appeared to be in good health, and Mr. Cummins was cooperative with law enforcement authorities at the scene. Mr. Cummins was transported to the Siskiyou County Jail in Wairika and booked on a Maury County, Tennessee fugitive arrest warrant for aggravated kidnapping, and we just received another arrest warrant from Tennessee, and that arrest warrant involved sexual improprieties.
In addition to personal items, officers found 2 loaded handguns inside that cabin.
They were some of the first people to get the news, and tonight Elizabeth Thomas's family is overcome with joy to note the teen has been found safe and sound.
It's amazing, and they said it appears that she's healthy and she's not injured, and this is amazing.
That's her sister, who says they hope to be reunited with the 15-year-old sometime tomorrow.
While they are waiting for the TBI's phone call, their attorney is speaking out tonight about their relief that Elizabeth was found safe. Joining us now with more on that part of the story is News Channel 5's Jonquil Newland, who's in Columbia, where that community has been holding out hope for a successful outcome, and they got it.
Yeah, a good way to put it, Vicki. In every corner of downtown Columbia, there are green ribbons like this one to honor Elizabeth. Now, they were used as a symbol of hope. Now they will be used to welcome her home. Today we spoke with a gentleman who belongs to the same church as the Thomas family. Here's his reaction after he learned she was found safe.
Well, I'll probably break down again. I was at the Rotary Club. They announced that. Thank you, Jesus.
Now, right now, the Thomas family is inside their attorney's office awaiting a phone call from TBI that will put them in touch with Elizabeth, who they have not seen or spoken to in 38 days. Thomas herself is currently with federal officials in California awaiting TBI agents to arrive. Then we're told they'll visit with Thomas and bring her back tomorrow. Meanwhile, members of her family are staying pretty quiet until they speak to Elizabeth. Now, here's a comment from their attorney, Jason Watley, just a little while ago this afternoon.
We are beyond elated. In fact, words really can't express the feelings that we have. The family is here. I know most of you know that. They are right now anxiously awaiting a phone call from the TBI that will put them in touch with Elizabeth. What we know now is that Elizabeth is in the custody of the FBI. She is in federal custody. And we are awaiting that communication link, and the family does not want to speak to the press or express any feelings until they've spoken to her. They feel the right thing is to speak to her first.
Now, I did speak with Murray County Sheriff Bucky Rowland a little earlier this afternoon by phone. He says this is the exact outcome that everyone was hoping for. Obviously, a lot of deputies on his force spending around-the-clock hours investigating this case. Now, Elizabeth is expected to fly home tomorrow. That's pending if she's okay enough to travel. Of course, stay with News Channel 5 as the story develops. In downtown Columbia, I'm Jonquil Newland, News Channel 5.
Jonquil, thank you. All right, you know, this case didn't just stretch across weeks. It stretched thousands of miles. News Channel 5's Chris Conti takes a closer look at the timeline of Elizabeth's disappearance and what it may tell us about this case.
If Tad Cummins and Elizabeth Thomas drove without stopping, we are talking about a 40-hour trip, but it is highly unlikely that they got there in that short amount of time. Driving from Columbia to California is a 2,480-mile trip, and it likely took them the course of a few days. It is conceivable that they could have made it to California about a day or two after they were last spotted in Oklahoma. Now, this all started back on January 4th when the Culleoka school administrator first got a report that a student had seen Cummins kissing Elizabeth there at the school. That eventually led to Cummins being suspended on February 6th. Now, fast forward to March 13th, the day they both went missing. Elizabeth was last seen after a friend had dropped her off at the Shoney's in Columbia, and later Cummins' silver Nissan Rogue was spotted on surveillance video at a gas station nearby. Now, that was the last confirmed sighting until investigators got a major break in the case when the pair was spotted at a Walmart in Oklahoma City. Problem there, though, is that sighting wasn't confirmed until about 2 weeks after the pair had already passed through that part of the country. There were other possible sightings near Memphis, Corpus Christi, and Nebraska, all proved to be false. No word from the pair until today when Tad Cummins was arrested in California. Just one of the many mysteries surrounding this case, and it all started with that fateful kiss back in January. That is the latest from the 5 Alert Center. Chris Conti, News Channel 5.
Chris, thank you. We will follow this developing story. We have a crew on the way to California, so watch starting tomorrow morning for reports from the West Coast. And of course, we'll have updates 24 hours a day, both on air and online.